Pre-game show.
Yep.
Sponsored by. No.
No? Oh no, Mad Skill.
Mad Skills Electric. Pre-game show.
Yeah.
Just here, you know, pre-gaming.
Yeah.
Doing our deeds.
Must have been that last 2 or 8.
Can't count nor read.
Golly, you're in bad shape, buddy. Oh, waiting for everybody to come on. You gotta follow this, share it, and do whatever you need to do.
Got a good show this evening?
Yeah, we're gonna get some cool stuff away tonight.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully everybody got out and did some fishing these past couple of weeks. Sorry we missed you last week. Spectrum was not on our side. But
the power was almost not on our side today.
Yeah, we lost power for a while. We were unsure for the day.
Man, all kind of problems.
Got us restored.
Good deal.
Yeah.
Yeah, this weekend was kind of weird for the weather too. I don't know. I don't know if you went through some of those storms that we had in Central Florida. Ooh.
I stayed here on the coast and I watched them go by.
We had 60-mile-an-hour winds at my place.
Holy smokes.
Yeah, it ripped off one of my fences for one of the gates for my privacy fence.
I was gonna say, not your brand new fence.
Yeah, brand new fence.
No.
Tore it off the hinges.
Oh, brutal.
I fixed it Sunday though.
Needed the rain though.
Yeah.
Holy smokes.
Yeah, we've had some good rains.
Yeah. Like to see more of it, but sunshine brings better fishing.
Yeah.
Anyways.
I should have the rain at night.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. About 7 o'clock.
Yeah, 7:30, 8 o'clock, and stop raining at about 3 in the morning.
Yeah,
Perfect.
That'd be special.
Yeah.
If we can control the weather, we'd make so much money.
Yeah. I have to order that up.
Hopefully y'all turned in some good catches for the week. I know we saw a lot of nice ones last week that we weren't able to discuss, and I'm sure we'll see a couple of them again this week.
Maybe, I would say, maybe Brewing will put them up.
Yeah.
I don't know, add them to this week's. We'll have a double show.
Yeah, there it is. Tonight we're going to be talking about one of our favorite products here, and hopefully going to be giving something good away tonight.
BUBBA.
Yeah.
It's good stuff. We got all kind of good stuff up there.
Absolutely. Utilize their tools quite often.
Didn't you win a BUBBA set last time I was
I
there?
did. I did. Won me a nice knife set at your seminar.
That's awesome. Keep it in the family.
Absolutely. Keep it on my kitchen counter.
Yep. Heck yeah.
Make some great products.
Yep. They do have some nice knives. That's how I was introduced to them, is the knives.
Oh, yeah. Yep. I've heard Bubba name since I was a little kid. Playing on the PlayStations. Yeah, it looks like we've got a nice week of weather coming up. It's going to be hot. A little bit on the dry side.
Yeah. We've had quite a bit of rain this week, so it'd be nice to get some good weather.
Absolutely. I know fishing was a little tough.
Yeah.
2.5, I believe, at my yard became a pond for a minute. It was needed.
Yeah. Yeah. Knock all the dust down, because it's pretty bad at my place too. So
Getting bad.
Yeah, definitely.
These west winds, they are drawing in a lot of water.
What I was saying before about the cobia and these west winds, what did you see the other day? Jacob got him a nice one inshore.
Yeah, playing right off the mangroves.
You get 3 or 4 consecutive west wind days. That's where they go. They get pushed right up on the shoreline.
We got about another 7 days of it.
Yeah.
Looking all windy in the head of it, and
this might be a cobia week. Yeah.
Yeah. Hopefully we'll be seeing a lot of those on next week's Fish Talk.
I have a funny feeling we may.
Yeah. That was the funny thing about Jacob. He wasn't even targeting that.
Yeah.
He was out there red fishing.
I do the same exact thing. I'll either be red fishing or snook fishing, and then all of a sudden you get Mr. Browntown coming.
The old forktail.
Yep.
Always a good sight to see.
It's fun when you catch them in 2 feet of water. It's really fun.
Absolutely. Talk about a run.
Oh, golly. Yeah.
Yeah, and they got to be what now? 36 to the 40?
36, yeah.
That's tough.
Well, some of these inshore ones, like I said, when you get those consecutive west wind days, man, you get some big ones. And we caught one that was 42 inshore. 40. And I was in 2 feet of water. Yeah, the last big one we caught inshore.
Let's see more of that. All right, if you're ready to go, I'm ready to ride.
Let's do this.
Hi all, my name's Captain Billy with Ozello Boat Airboat Tours. Just got a really cool piece of equipment to introduce to you guys. It's actually a new key switch from Coast Key. It's a really unique setup that they have made. Instead of having your standard key switch to where you actually have a key that's removable, they took it a step further and made a custom pin pad. You have 4 digits to play from. You can pick whatever 4 numbers you want to make your pin. And then it's a start stop from there. And then they also have this really cool lanyard to be able to start and stop for when you're not at the helm. And it's very convenient for that factor. And And having this lanyard tied to my belt loop all day, if I happen to eject myself out of the boat, it also acts as a safety lanyard that I have total control straight from this little key fob. So that is a huge plus in our industry for needing a safety lanyard, and this is a great alternative to that. I do get quite a few questions asked about it as far as how the install goes, how is the instructions on it, and I got to say it is mighty simple. Outside of needing the hole saw to cut the proper size hole for the switch itself, they give you a nice plug and play harness. Everything in the instructions is all color coded on where they need to go from your hots, your grounds, your starts, your stops, all that fun stuff. It was a very simple setup. It is a stunning upgrade for a lot of folks with bigger families that have kids running around everywhere. You don't have to worry about somebody taking the key. You just keep the lanyard on your belt buckle at all times, just like a safety lanyard. You can be away from the boat and start and stop it. It's a awesome, awesome product that I highly recommend for your future upgrade.
Welcome to
Fish Talk Live.
presented by some of the best. I tell you what, Bill, we've got a great support system. All right, tonight we've got a pretty cool show. We're giving away something really cool.
Oh yeah.
I'd say probably the biggest item of the year so far.
So far.
One of these
Especially on the price wise.
BUBBA Seaker bags for all the adventurers out there, and this is such a cool item. But we're going to be talking about that here in a little bit. So, in order to be eligible to win this bag, you got to share. So share this live feed. That way, if you have a chance to win it later, and we see that you didn't share, then we don't pull your name out of it.
That's it.
Don't forget, share.
If you don't share, we don't share.
Ooh, I like that.
How about it?
Sharing is caring.
Sharing's caring. All right. Also, we're going to be going over the Florida Redfish Series standings.
Oh yeah.
Real great turnout in Cedar Key and hurricane weather. But you know what, though? It's the toughest anglers of the toughest anglers out there. And
That's it.
Really good event, too. There were some good catches.
Stunning turnout.
Yeah. So, and we'll go over that here in a little bit, pull up the standings straight from their website. But first, I want to see what has been caught this week.
Right there with you.
And last week, too. We had a little bit of an issue with the internet last week, so we were not able to go live. But we wanted to keep those photos because there was a pile of them submitted. So
Good fish caught that.
let's go over to the Extreme Decalz Catch of the Week to see what was caught this week and last week.
Yes.
Nice trout.
Nice.
One of the
Chris.
Dunham boys. Getting it done. I love that photo so much. Love that photo.
Good old sunrise. Glassy morning.
Yep.
That's not around here. Nice catch.
You
though.
sure?
Yeah, I don't recognize that pier.
I can't see it. So.
The waters are too green. I love it though. I bet that was a fun fight.
What was
Good
it,
looking
Greg?
little red.
Good redfish.
Look at that.
Yeah.
Very
Yeah,
nice.
Eric Pearl getting her done. Dallas in the
in the back.
Missing that
Photo
shreds.
bombing.
Absolutely. Putting in some diet. Holy smokes, it's a big
Wow.
old ugly drum.
Black drum, baby.
I bet that was a good ride.
Oh yeah.
Seriously.
Pull
that was
behind the
fun.
kayak.
That looks like it was close to where you found those girls.
Yeah. James, nice snook.
Beautiful.
Look at that. Tanker.
Tell you what, the end of the snook season ended up being good.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
Nice.
Nice.
Yeah,
Redfish.
Jessica got her a nice red. Groupa.
Groupa.
Rupas.
No shortage of them out there.
Nice trout.
Big old trout. Holy
Double
smokes.
Good ones for this time of year.
Absolutely.
Look at him, look at him.
Cobes.
What did we say about them cobes?
Yeah, I cannot wait to get out there and do some cobia fishing.
Yeah, they're coming in.
There's
Over
a
there.
good one.
Wow.
Holy smokes.
Stud
I smelled dinner.
for a week.
Reds.
Nice redfish. Beautiful red.
There's
Hey.
a pile.
Oh, yeah. They went out shooting, didn't they?
Yeah, I would think so.
Yep. Sheep's and mangroves.
That one looks mangled. I'm going to say that was a multiple shot. That's a good picture.
Yeah,
There
it
you
is.
go.
Love seeing the kids get out there fishing.
Yeah.
Very nice snook.
Nice snook.
Oh,
Another
yeah.
nice one.
These islands are
Absolutely.
loaded with them.
Pam
Very
Worth
nice,
getting it
man.
done.
Yeah.
Wrong
She's
species, Pam.
Always, she always kicks ass.
Another
Look at
good
that.
snook.
Oh, man.
Getting it done. Man,
That's how you can always tell it was the actual lure that was used. I always like the
This-
photos where it's just barely
all-
hanging
Yeah, it's
out.
on the edge of the lip.
That's redfish.
There you
Good
go.
redfish.
Multi-spotter. Look at that
I
one.
love seeing how much they use that Gino.
Yeah.
There's another one. And another one.
Good week of fishing. Absolutely.
Heck yeah.
Always taking over.
Ah, yes.
And we could do this all night.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Just look at some pictures.
My favorite part.
Who doesn't like looking at pictures of fish?
Especially a fish, yeah.
Holy smokes.
Poontang.
Is that Harrington?
I don't know. Was that Harrington?
I think it might have been.
No? Kind of looked like him.
There's a dark back red.
Absolutely.
Some snookies.
Travis out there getting it done in the backwaters.
Travis, the man. I feel like he always does really well in the summer and that.
Oh, yeah.
He does, too. And the winter, really.
And the spring and the fall.
Yeah.
He pretty
He
damn
does
good.
well out there.
Good week. That was the Extreme Decalz Catch of the Week. Watch out for that post that we do each Tuesday morning. Submit those photos and so we can brag about your fish.
That's it. That's it.
Billy, I want to hear what you've been seeing though outside of the Extreme Decalz Catch of the Week. I know it's been kind of a tough weekend.
Yeah,
with the rain
didn't
and-
make it out a whole lot this week, and then we had some wind on top of it. But I got to say, finding a lot of really nice redfish still in the backwaters, where it was nice and calm, playing in that muddy water. The amount of push that those fish are doing back there, it's still really nice to see them playing in the dark, deep waters. And even getting onto the outside, playing in the clear stuff, a lot of snook out there. Redfish themselves, I would find them at the very low tides, just when the water was coming in. And it's the coolest thing because being out there every hour, every 2 hours, you get to play at the low tide, and then you can even watch the tide come in. And you'll find just rows of fish, redfish, moving in with that tide. So knowing that those fish are actually pushing away from the islands and then slowly coming in with that is pretty cool to get to see it.
That is pretty cool.
Yeah, some good fish out there. A lot of small sheep's head. I haven't found them. I'm still waiting to find that cobia and a bunch of tarpon, but I haven't found them yet, at least not on tour.
I know Jacob, I think I heard you guys talking about this during the pregame show, but Jacob was fishing up against the mangroves and one just came strolling by.
Yeah, just shy of keeper.
It's about this time every year that we start really seeing them like between Tank and Bird Key.
Yes, yep, that little stretch of flat through there, a lot of humps in the bottom. Absolutely.
I mean, a really good way to target them in the flats. Find those big, giant stingrays. Look for the big shark. Just look for the large items, especially if you see a manatee.
It's crazy how they follow those larger species.
Yep.
It's pretty cool to get to see it.
So especially the big sharks. I mean, as soon as we start seeing the big, consistent, start seeing the big tiger sharks, that's when we start seeing them in the flats.
And it's crazy because that's coming.
It's coming
We're
fast.
seeing a lot of sharks out there, and they're all between 4 to 7 feet right now. Pile of them.
Good deal.
Yeah.
Well, I know like the tarpon migration's a little behind right now.
For our area, definitely.
Yeah, so I've got a gut feeling that we really even haven't seen that big cobia push like this. All the photos and videos you've been seeing online, this is just the start of it.
I think this week, like Marrio was saying, with that heavy west wind we're going to experience.
Oh yeah.
I have a feeling we're going to start to see a lot of them, and I can't wait for it.
Sweet. Looking forward. Just in time. James Curry's almost done with my boat.
Yes.
Excited to get that thing out and go do some cobia fishing. I feel like I miss cobia season every year.
Every year. We have not done that since we got the marina.
Really. All right, so before we start going over the rankings and standings of the Florida Redfish Series, we're going to hit a commercial. But just a reminder, Billy, you want to grab that Bubba bag again?
Yes.
We are going to be talking about and giving away one of these Seaker Series Bubba bags.
Yep.
Pretty high dollar item, but it is worth it, and we're going to explain why here in a little bit. So this bad boy right here, you can win, so make sure that you share this live feed for a chance to win it.
Absolutely.
So let's hit a commercial, and we'll be right back.
Come join the fastest growing redfish series in the country as they kick off their 2025 season at Seahag Marina in Steinhatchee on January 25th, Panama City February 22nd, Jacksonville March 15th, Panacea April 12th, Cedar Key May 10th, St. Augustine May 31st. Then join us as we crown our champions September 19th and 20th in Steinhatchee at Seahag Marina. For more information, visit our website, flredfishseries.com, or check us out on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok.
All right, we are back. All right, so Billy, Marrio, John, I want to see some stand-ins.
I do too.
Let's do it.
I feel,
It'll be interesting. Those guys really had to tough it out
yeah.
over last weekend. George Quinn posted a video. Man, it looked like there was a tornado blowing through on the island.
crazy.
He was had to sit on.
That was crazy.
It was
Yes,
insane.
having a cast in that and or kayak in it couldn't have been enjoyable.
Yeah, I saw a little bit of footage from John King and Eric Hasty too, and it was bad. It
Yeah,
was,
they're on a
really
boat.
bad. Yeah.
All right, let's check it out. Let's see what who's leading on a Brady. What do we want to do first? There we go. All right, so the 2025 Hobie Kayak Team of the Year, Brian Neal's got himself a pretty comfy lead
He's
right
got
there.
a good jump on everybody at the moment.
Yeah, he does.
Chris
Man,
Chu is not far behind though.
you know what I love is seeing all these recognizable names up there.
Absolutely. I mean, a lot of them we got to meet through our tournament.
Yep. Chris Chu's killing it, man. But then you got Garrett right behind Chris. And then,
Yeah, he's right.
and then
4 points
GQ,
difference.
yeah, right there too. He's
Oh,
only
yeah.
10 points out of second.
It's going to be a tight squeeze towards the end of this season.
James
some-
Aldridge.
Love to see
Local
it.
heroes there. Yeah.
Too cool. I mean, I'm Brian, you know, that all of them put the work in.
Oh, to say the least.
You know, but Brian and you know, GQ and oh, hey, let's not forget Scott Parrish, the first place winner of the Cedar Key
What?
division. Yeah,
Scotty
Yeah.
Tuhati. No kidding.
yeah, man,
Finally brought him home a check.
dude.
Oh, boy.
I tell you,
Yeah, he's a good dude, man. I work with Scott, and he's one of my superintendents, man. He's one of the best people out there.
oh, he's
Yeah.
incredible.
Love that kid. Love you, Scott. I know you're watching.
He's like one of the day ones too, man.
Oh yeah. Yep, very much so.
The OG.
Haven't seen the ugly mug in a while.
Only in pictures.
All right, so that was the Hobie Kayak Angler of the Year division. A championship can definitely change things.
Change
though.
a lot.
Oh, actually, no, we got 2 more events. You got St. Augustine.
Is that coming next?
That's coming next, and that's a tricky one for these West Coast Florida guys.
Yeah. That's
Dang,
a different
you saw
title
that
swing over
tide.
there. Yeah, different title swing.
Now, you know, this division here, you know, these guys, they all have a chance because Jacob and I haven't fished. So we are taking a break this year, unfortunately, but we will be back next year fishing every single stop. I'm excited. All right, so leading first, Game Guard Fishing. Not too sure.
Not a huge lead on it, but
Yeah, I think that's a new name too, Game Guard, unless somebody picked up a new sponsor. Team Outdoor, Republic, and of course Abyss. What else we got? Farm Star, SMHS, Farm Star.
Farm Star.
Lillian Sports Bar, Team Cherry Pickers, Team Black Dog, Team West Track, that's Andrew and Tyler.
Okay. Very nice.
Team Soggy Shrimp. Those are my guys right there. I love them.
Nothing better than
They're gonna bump up into first. You watch this. K&G Construction, good people, man. Stiff rods. I wish I had that.
Hear you.
Yeah, that's the worst part. He's standing next to me saying that.
You got to take advantage of it.
Never waste a stiff one.
So that's a good run. It's pretty close. I see. I like ball games like that where you got that first place and second place ones by 5
top
points.
5 one far away from each other.
Very tight. Yeah.
That's a tight one there. So
That's what she said.
so we'll see who takes that one. Florida Redfish Series. I'm telling you right now, guys.
Top of the top.
If you enjoy competitive fishing or even want to like get into it to see if you like it, best tournament around.
Absolutely, especially the camaraderie of it. All the people that fish it are just the nicest people.
And the other thing too, a lot of people confuse is even if you don't plan on fishing the whole series, you can fish each event separate too.
Yeah.
And they're good payouts. The best batteries guarantees $5,000 for first place each tournament. So it's a good, good payout, great tournament. I'd say it's one of the only like true like cheat proof, just because the people that go in it, it's a great series.
Hey, Billy, maybe next year you and I should fish that tournament.
There we go.
Get my boat done.
2027. That's one of my goals. Is I want to try to start fishing the Florida Redfish Series.
All right, we got that on video.
I'm gonna give it a shot. Yeah.
Got it.
All right, so Brody's going to be running the airboats, I'm doing football, and Bree and Dari's going to work the store while we all go fishing.
Perfect.
Deal.
Excellent.
Sold. All right. So, that being said, let's hear about some fishing in our area. One thing we want your guys' questions for Captain Marrio. You've got his attention here on the State Farm casting couch.
John's on the hot mic to let him know what you got for questions.
So if you got questions, we're going into that transition. Everyone knows we've got a real slow-paced transition from winter to spring, and then like a snap of the fingers from spring to summer.
Yeah.
So now that we're going from spring to summer, Marrio, we know that you're a big live shrimp guy, but is there a time that you really start switching to cut mullet or pinfish? What's your take on that?
Oh yeah, I mean, pinfish and mullet should be year round. I don't know if they got the camera going, but
You keep breaking it.
yeah, it keeps falling apart. Good Lord.
While we're waiting for that, I'll tell you, before we got that giant rain, the last couple days, water temperatures were up 86 degrees.
Yeah, it's getting warm. It's really getting warm.
Now
I'll tell you what.
Now they're back down to 82 and a half.
Yep.
That was a good drop.
Over 4 degrees within the last couple of days, just due to all that rain we just got.
I mean, quite a few inches of rain that'll do that. I mean, that was a heavy downpours for a couple of days. Much needed. Absolutely.
There we go. Hey, we got one camera working.
There's Mario.
But yeah, what was I talking about? I was talking
Transition fishing.
transition fishing. Everybody loves it, but yeah, the fishing in our area during the transition times, like Gary was saying, the early transition from winter to spring, it's a little bit stretched out, but when it goes from that spring to summer, it's almost immediate. It's a fast thing. I like it better because it is fast. Because transition fishing is it's difficult because everything's in transition. It's less reliable, I guess you could call it, when you're when they're in transition. But we're seeing like I said, we've been seeing a lot of cobia. That's a good that's a spring and summertime fish. We've been having these west winds. I've been saying on multiple times on these shows that whenever we have a west wind, a consecutive west wind for maybe 3, 4, 5 days, that's when you start seeing these very big cobia come inshore. They're very lazy. They like to ride the tides in, ride the wind in. They get pushed up against these islands. All of a sudden they find mullet. and pinfish and all the other stuff, the crabs and stuff, and they stay. It's like a plethora, I guess you call it, of food.
A buffet.
Yeah, it's a buffet. Yeah, definitely. But they come inshore, they find a good food source. They stay for a little while. They eat as much as they can before the winds and the tides start taking them back out. Sometimes they stay. I've caught big cobia inshore in the middle of November when they really shouldn't be here, but if they find a good food source, they will stay. I mean, I do the same thing. I go around, find a good restaurant, I'm going to that restaurant all the time. But shout out to Cedar River Seafood.
I love their portions.
Oh, yeah. But the cobia is definitely going to be something that we should be looking for in the next week and a half. We have our weather pattern is going to be prime for cobia fishing. West wind, you don't want to be far offshore anyways with a west wind. You want to be closer inshore. Just to stay a little bit protected. All of these outside islands, outside shorelines, just outside the rivers, big creeks, anything that has movement, bait, any kind of action, these cobia are going to be definitely going to be around any of those areas. They're not going to be to one certain area. They're just going to go where the food's at.
So with these strong west winds, we are getting a lot of high tides.
Mm-hmm.
And with those higher tides, being on the airboat, I don't see the fish very much at that point.
Right.
If you were going to be fishing incoming tide with a 2 foot positive, where are you going to be looking to go target your fish? Your redfish and stuff of that nature.
Oh yeah, I'm going to be in the same basic areas. Anything that has mullet, good moving water. Anywhere you have an area where the water has to make a 90-degree turn to get around an island or a shoreline. It's going to be a good spot. Same thing we always do, even if we had normal winds or no wind at all. But the thing is, when you have that really hard west wind, your tide's going to be up to a foot higher than it normally is. That's when I go to my cut bait.
Okay.
Not to mention, I think it's a full moon too.
Probably. So we're going to have an extremely high tide anyways with the west wind and the spring tide that we have. And the water's going to be a foot and a half higher than it normally is on high tide. So you have to coax those fish out of the trees because they're going to be way back in the sticks. They're going to be so far back in there that you can't really get to them. The best way to do that is to coax them out with either cut bait or chum heavy or both. You can do both. A lot of times we'll take either the store-bought chum or you can take old dead shrimp that you have. Anything that has a scent to it. You want to throw it right up onto the shoreline, as far up under the trees as you possibly can do it, just to get those fish to come out. Now, when you're chumming with like dead shrimp or frozen shrimp that you've had left over, you still want to get it up into the trees, but that west wind is going to push it further up into the root system. And they'll catch on to that, and a lot of times they'll come out just to investigate to see where that smell's coming from, because it smells good to them. To us, maybe not, but to them it smells delicious. So they're going to come out and they'll eat a little bit of it, and then they'll come out and investigate and see where it's coming from, and that's where you're going to capitalize on your cut bait. Big old cut mullet, chunk of ladyfish, just about anything, lizard fish. Cut it up into fairly decent sized chunks, throw it up under there, get it as close to the trees as you can. I've had times where the redfish bite was very particular. If you would cast your bait and it was, say, 12 to 15 inches off the shoreline, you wouldn't get the bite. But if you cast the bait where when you threw it out there, it would touch a tree limb and drop down, you get a bite on almost every cast. And it's literally that much of a difference. 2 feet makes the work. That makes everything when you're when they're tuned in that way. But especially when the tide's extremely high, like it's going to be almost this entire week is going to be like that. We have a hard west wind. It's going to push that water in. The west wind, like I said, it helps the chum flow up under the tree lines. So that would be my tip is use more cut bait than you would either artificial or live bait. So
That's the nice thing about using cut bait, having that weight to it. Your accuracy for a cast is way easier than slinging a 1/4 ounce shrimp.
Yep, for sure. And you don't have to stay close to the shorelines. Usually if you're fishing with shrimp, I'm using a lightweight, like an 1/8 ounce jig head, or one of those death grip hooks that has like a 1/16 ounce piece of lead that's attached to the hook, or I'm freelining it, one or the other. And sometimes you can't cast those things very far. So you have to get a little bit closer to the shoreline than you normally would be comfortable with. But again, we have these west winds. You stay upwind of these islands, stay on the windward side of the islands. It helps your cast. The bigger pieces of cut bait, it helps your cast. If you can stay off the islands 20, 25, 30 feet further than you would normally do with your other smaller baits like the shrimp and some of the small artificials. That will help in the stealth factor, I guess you'd call it. The fish will be less likely to know that you're there. Even if they do know you're there, a lot of times they don't care. They're hungry. They want to eat. But every advantage you can take to stay further and further off the islands, you make less noise, and they'll be more apt to eating. They're much more apt to eating, actually. It increases 2-3-fold sometimes.
Absolutely.
So, Marrio, I got a question for you.
Sure.
We were talking about Kobe earlier, and they're getting ready to really start seeing a lot more in the flats, while you're redfishing.
Your
Mic's not on.
Oops.
Yep. Turn your mic on. And start from there.
There.
Start from
So
the
I got a
top.
question for you, Mark.
Yeah.
Cobia, we were talking about those earlier. We're going to really start seeing them on the flats. We're redfishing and up against the mangroves like Jacob and them got. So if you're going out redfishing, keep a cobia rod ready. So you're not going to want to fight one on 10-pound test and a medium light action rod.
Yeah.
Or everybody's going to want to fish one like that. But you're not gonna
but it's not a great idea.
Yeah. So that being said, free line, obviously, good stretch of 50, 60-pound fluoro. What size and style hook do you recommend for cobia that we would see inshore? So between 10 pounds and 40 pounds, let's say.
My typical inshore cobia rig, very similar to a redfish rig. There's a few differences. I try to keep one that's a little heavier. When I'm redfishing in the islands, I'm using 8-pound main line and 15-pound leader. I would step it up to at least 15 to 20-pound main line, and at the very bare minimum, a 30-pound leader. I'm more comfortable with 40 when I'm cobia fishing. I use a fairly long leader while I'm cobia fishing, even though they're not really line sensitive. They don't spook when they see the line, but they do have a lot of sharp stuff that's all over them. So I try to keep my leaders at about 4 to 5 feet. I will tie it differently than when I'm doing redfish. If I'm redfishing my normal inshore fishing, I'll use a spider hitch tied to a uni-to-uni knot, just because it's very fast for me to tie, and it's pretty darn strong. But when I'm cobia fishing, I'm using bigger leader. It doesn't go through the guides that well. So if I'm using anything bigger than a 30-pound leader, because I like to use 40 with cobia, I will tie an FG knot. And it takes a little bit of practice to do, but it's very beneficial to have that FG knot because it doesn't mess up your guides when you cast it. It slides right through. You can tie very, very large leader on light line, and it doesn't affect any of the performance of your cast. Yeah. But tie the FG knot. I would match that up with 40-pound fluorocarbon leader, and I would snell a 5/0 J hook, like a live bait J hook, one with the eye is bent on the back of the hook, and I use a snell just so it's got straight connection with the hook. Snelling knots are real easy. You can look it up on YouTube, however you like to do it. But it takes what it does is when you snell the hook, you run it through I guess you could call it the front part of the eye, and since it's got a 45-degree bend on the eye, it is in line with your hook shank, and when you snell it, it has a direct connection with the hook. You can set the hook very hard because cobia are notorious for spitting baits out. For me, it is. I have a horrible time with it, but if you have that straight connection with a heavier leader, it has less tendency to move around. So there's a better chance of you setting the hook and getting it somewhere in its mouth where it's locked in. It's almost the same rig I would use tarpon fishing, but just a little bit lighter leader. I've used 40-pound leader instead of 60. But that bait hook, I guess you could, I think they call them octopus hooks. It's got a bent eye. I'd snell it, 5-foot leader, live pinfish. Cobia will not say no to a live pinfish. Probably the best bait out there. If you want it a little bit more enticing, I'd take a pair of scissors and trim the back fins, the dorsal fins off of the pinfish, because a lot of times the fish will grab it and go to eat it. The fins are sticking up. It happens to bite down on it. It feels it on their mouth, and sometimes they spit it out very quickly. If you cut those back fins off, it doesn't restrict any of their swimming. They will suck it down, swallow it a lot of times. You set the hook and just be ready for the ride of your life, because you better hang on because he's going to run.
and looser than tighter drag.
I usually keep it around medium at first, just because of that hook set. Because you're not using a circle hook, I'm using a J hook, and you got to be able to set that hook. So a loose drag's not really something that you want, especially when you're fishing closer to the trees. I keep it just set medium. As soon as you set the hook, be ready to tighten or loosen that drag, whichever it calls for. Most of the time, I go tighter. I'd rather have a tighter drag than a looser drag, because a lot of time when you set the hook, you got that rod bent about a 90-degree angle to your line. If he goes to run, there's plenty of tension when you have it up like this. When you point that rod more towards that fish, the drag is essentially going to be a slight little bit looser, but you can't really go tighter when you're up like this, because you're cranking. You can't go tighter on your drag, but you can go looser on the drag just by pointing your rod towards the fish. So I like to have a little bit tighter than looser drag.
See, I'm the opposite. Cobia have soft mouths. Those lips rip. That's why I like grouper fishing, like on the bottom and stuff. I got so sick and tired. I thought they were spitting bait. And then a cobia that we had landed, I had realized that their whole lip was just completely ripped on one side. Luckily, we got it like up here in the nose,
right,
or the top jaw. So, I mean, it was set. But that's the only thing, that's my biggest fear on tight drag. Now, I agree with you on the hook set part. But I'm opposite. I end up loosening mine. Now, if I'm against the mangroves, there's nothing you do. I mean, you got to go tighter. Right. It's not right. So
that's what I'm talking about is in the mangroves. And if you try that, just try snelling your hooks instead of using a regular knot, like whatever knot. A lot of people use a loop knot. I don't want a loop knot when I'm cobia fishing, because I don't want that bait to be moving around. I don't want it. I want when I go to set the hook, I want that thing to be straight in line with the line itself. I don't want that thing off to the side like that, because, like I said, that hook set's really important with a cobia. But if you try snelling your hooks instead of tying your regular knots that you normally do, your hookup ratios, it might go up a little bit just because of that.
Yeah, I like that. That's what I'm going to start doing.
Does make sense.
Yeah, big time.
Yeah, it works. It works for me. I've done it for years, so.
Tried and true.
Yeah. For sure.
Good deal. Any questions, John?
No questions.
No questions.
All right.
Only answers.
Must be informative if they're not asking questions.
Yeah. All right, guys. So we are going to take a commercial break. When we come back, first of all, thank you, Marrio, over there on the Ayinde Matthews State Farm Casting Couch, always giving up that valuable information. But then when we come back, we're going to be talking about these BUBBA bags over here. And I've been really putting them to use, not even for fishing. I'm going to explain that in a little bit. So we will be right back.
What's going to be impressive, I think, is the hole shot. Like when we get that hole shot stuff dialed in, we get the trim command curve all the way up to 100, and we just romp down this thing. Like everybody's going to have a holy shit moment. It's going to be pretty awesome. I've experienced it. It's pretty cool, man.
Alrighty, guys, we are back. All right, BUBBA, it's a lifestyle. So many people mistake BUBBA for just being a knife company. It is way more. We've shown a lot of their great items, from their fishing rods, their scales, all the tools they offer. I mean, you name it, BUBBA has it. But their Seaker bag collection here is something that you could use for luggage, you can use for fishing. The one that we're giving away tonight, and again, just a reminder, you must share this live feed in order to have a chance to win this bag tonight. But this one's called the hip pack. So Bree, you were right. The sling pack is the one that goes over the shoulder, but the one that we're giving away tonight is the hip pack here. This is ideal for fly fishermen, for waders, for anybody that's going to go hike around somewhere, or even kayak fishermen. As you can see, great spot for those little tackle boxes to slide in there. You got different pouches for phones. You could keep just about anything in here, really.
Football moms can store a lot of snacks in there.
Football moms can store a lot of snacks in here, that's for sure. But then it also has a spot for fishing rod that you can stick in there. So you can carry your fishing rod as you're walking down, let's say the walking hole out here in Ozello. It's got all the different cool things on it. Bunch of room. It actually has 2 spots for fishing rods, by the way.
It'll hold up to 3 Plano 3600 tackle storage.
3 of them.
3 of them it'll hold up to.
Wow. Yep. I mean, it's got big storage. I mean, for how they have it set up, it's really cool. So check that part out. If you are a adventurer, what's the word I'm looking for? Shore fisherman, then I would recommend this because it's real comfortable. It's got the nice padding, goes around the hip, clicks on, and you've got your tackle box attached to your side at that point. So you don't have to go digging around through anything, or grab your tackle box every time you go to move around. So that's a great item there. Now, I was saying earlier, we use this for a lot more than just fishing stuff. Football. I tell you what, all of our kids got equipped with this. Is the sling pack. They look super cool walking through the different football tournaments. They all have the matching bags. It's a little bit different, but it's a lot more comfortable for them just to throw over one hip or one shoulder, sorry. And again, if they want to turn around and go fishing and then do the walking portion, this one does have another rod holder right here that you can stick in there. It is dry proof. And what I love about these bags, I leave my stuff in the back of my truck, in the bottom of my boat, out in the parking lot. Sometimes I forget it. And as you can see, now these bags I've had for a long time. This one's brand new. This one's going to whoever wins tonight. These bags I've had for a long time now, and there's just no wear on them. I mean, they don't get moldy. The zippers still work. There's no corrosion whatsoever. They have done a great job designing these things for the tough Florida environment, especially out here on the West Coast with all the salt water. So
And I noticed, just like you said, for luggage, they even have a spot for a clear name tag to be put into.
Yeah. Yep.
This big
For your
one.
fishing license.
Or that. I don't know who buys those.
A fishing license?
Fishing license.
But the duffel bag has this one has a lot of space, but you can wear it like a backpack. Good for hiking again. And I mean, you carry it like a suitcase or whatever it's called. A briefcase, yeah, thank you. And if you got the really heavy stuff, so like sometimes when Brody's really annoying us, we throw him in here. Billy grabs that handle, I grab this handle, and then we carry him through. But yeah, no, I mean, these are just such great items for fishing, for everyday luggage, or if you're big into flag football or baseball tournaments, I highly recommend them. Got a couple breathable pockets there. Cannot express my love for Bubba enough, and these bags were the icing on the cake with that. So
Gary, what's the retail on that hip bag?
$191.
That's what I knocked down here.
How much is it?
$191.99.
Yep.
All right, well, Miss Doreen says she wants one.
All right.
Christmas is coming, Ma.
Well, maybe she might win tonight.
That's it.
She might win. Yeah, I feel like your mom would rock a hip pack.
She would. Well, that and then live on the golf cart.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, so the hip pack and the sling pack are $191.99, and then the duffel bag is $259. So
last duffel you ever have to buy.
Yep, absolutely. And also, make sure to follow Bubba. They're constantly running different promotions.
Constantly making new items.
Yeah, always. Those scales are taking off.
They are.
You cannot find a scale anywhere in retail right now. I mean, they are backlogged.
Yeah.
But I did hear that they're getting ready to get a big shipment of them in. So
nice.
For all you tournament anglers out there, the smart scales are getting ready to hit the shelves again.
The other thing I truly
one
enjoy.
in my garage.
What's that?
I can find one of those in my garage.
There you go.
The other thing I love from Bubba is their pocket knife.
Oh, yeah.
That thing lives on my hip. Got the line cutter and everything already attached to it.
What's it look like? Oh, yeah, that's nice.
Nice little Bubba.
Yep.
It's even got the line cutter on it. Sweet little setup.
The thing is pretty sweet.
Yep. Nice
Yeah.
blades. Nice blades.
I got that one and their bigger one. I like because they're bright red.
Yeah.
They're hard
You
to
don't lose them so
misplace.
much.
The other thing I love about Bubba is, they care about their communities that support them, and that they after the hurricanes they were here.
A huge help.
They spent money
Here in
here.
Citrus.
They got all the guides active and going out. Brought all the guides super cool stuff and kind of cheered everybody up for a few days. So cannot speak highly enough about the folks over there at Bubba. So, all right. So how do we want to do this giveaway tonight? I'm thinking.
How many people to share this?
Let's see. Yeah, first of all, in order to win, you must share this live feed. So make sure you do that now while we're trying to think of how we're going to give this away. So let's bring back the Reel of Fortune.
Oh, haven't seen that in a good minute.
Yep. So it's going to be the first 10 people. The first 10 people. First 12 people.
Unless you count like me, there's 11.
Oh, yeah. The first 12 people. First of all, I'm going to. It's not just this, so be patient. All right. When I say tag Bubba, you do the @ symbol. All right, and then start typing in Bubba, and then when you see their name pop up, click it. All right, so that's going to be a part of this. But again, don't do that quite yet because I'm not done. The first 12 people to tag Bubba, start it out with the Bubba name while tagging them in this live feed, and then say Bubba, the ultimate lifestyle. So the first 10 people to tag Bubba and then say the ultimate lifestyle in this live feed will get added to the Extreme Decalz Reel of Fortune for a chance to win this fancy hip slinger here. All right. Does that make sense?
Yep.
Right?
Let's roll. Or spin.
Okay, figure that out, Mom.
Have people started doing it already?
No.
Still trying to figure out the tag thing. So the first 12 people to tag Bubba and say the ultimate lifestyle will have a chance to win. Ooh, what's this thing?
All right.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Everybody's got it going now.
Is that a shoulder sling?
So, I get it. All right. So this clips on here, and then this goes around the hip. Oop. Like this. And then when you're really treading through water, and you want to make sure that, first of all, it's a good snug fit. I mean, look at this thing. Then you throw this around the neck like that, just to make sure that it doesn't fall down. Oh man, I might want to keep this one. How's it look, Mario?
It's
It's me?
They almost look like suspenders.
This thing is sweet. I'm sorry, but it is.
I could really use something like that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I carry a bunch of stuff with me all the time. You know, I'm old. I got like 6 different medications I got to take. I've got all my old. I put my firearm in there, and you know, I just got so much stuff. I wouldn't mind having something like that.
I was getting ready to say the only thing that it's missing is a can holder, a cup holder.
And they got it.
Yeah, it's there. Ta-da!
They thought of it all.
Wow.
I love it.
That is nifty. Do we have 12 people yet?
I'm still working on it.
All right. So again, if you're just tuning in, you got to share this live feed. What?
It's an @ not a hashtag.
All right, guys. We're going to go over this one more time. Does anybody have a pen? I need a pen.
The @ symbol.
Not hashtag. @
It's the A with the circle around it.
Yeah. I think it was the number 2.
And I can tell you, Mom did not get it, Billy.
It happens.
She tried.
Come on, Mama Doreen. @ sign. Give me a pen so I can write this out.
Best I can
There's
do is
there's
scissors.
another name for it. What's the other name for it?
I don't remember. Just call it an I have no idea what they call that. There is another name for it. I just don't know what it is. Hold it close to the camera so they can see it. Did you mess it up already?
Yeah.
Golly.
I'm waiting out my head.
I forgot what it looks like. What is it? Down and up?
It's a lowercase a
You want me to
that
do
wraps
it?
all the way around.
Like that, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, like that.
What is that? That's a spiral.
I got it. 12. I think it's the 2. I'm pretty sure it's the 2 here.
You write it. It's a hard one to write.
Let me do this.
A lot of people it
Shift
takes to
the
make
2.
that sign.
I got it. I got 12.
That's much better. Wow.
That's what it is.
@ Bubba.
It's a cursive A with a circle around.
I got 12. So we
got
got
12. We finally
Raymond
got it.
Cruz, Chris Harward, Brian Neal, Jerry Rose, Tim Crumley, Ray Cruz, Matthew Pierce, Laura Lott, Jessica Honovic, Abyss Batteries, Gavin Harris, and Harris Harris.
Ooh,
All right,
That's my 12.
we got ourselves a good in here.
I hear Jerry Rose was on there. Thank you, Jerry, yesterday. That actually worked. So I had to message him about a diesel question. He's a auto mechanic and
Really?
yeah, and his suggestion worked. So thanks, Jerry.
Man, Jerry. You're there. All right, so we're on Abyss Battery. Actually, you know what? Let's make this easy.
Let's put it on Bubba.
Well, I was going to say Abyss will be Abyss.
Yep, that works.
Okay, all right. And then Gavin will be Florida Redfish Series. All right. Harris will be Ayinde Matthew State Farm. Raymond Cruz Power Pole. Chris Harward, you're going to be Submerse Outdoor Gear. And then Brian Neal, Ozello Keys Marina. Jerry Rose, Marker 48.
Here.
Tim Crumley, you're going to be Extreme Foam Decking. Ray Cruz, Nature Coast Financial Advisors. Matt Pierce, the man, the myth, the legend. Bubba, that's good luck. And then Laura wins a lot, Extreme Decalz. But Jessica, she's due a win here.
Yeah.
She's going to be BAJÍO. All right?
Sweet.
Mario, you want to spin it?
Yeah, let me get up.
Come on up
Hold
here.
on.
Hold on,
I'm coming.
I hope you all remember what you were for our logo.
Yep. I'm going to put my list in here.
There you go.
There it is.
Put it right in the bag.
All right,
Which way are we going?
Give her hell.
All right, 1, 2, 3. Go for it.
Oh, that's a good one. That's a good one. Oh, Florida Redfish Series. Let me open up my pack. Oh man, I gotta go all the way. Oh, it's, all right. It's right before Abyss. So is that Jessica, right? So
No, she was BAJÍO. Gavin
Harris. Congratulations! You just won a Bubba. You're gonna have to pry it off of me first. I'm gonna leave this right here.
There, leave it in there.
Congratulations! You just won the Bubba Hip Slinger, courtesy of Bubba. So come on down, come grab it. If you're not in state, give us a call, and we'll get it mailed out to you. Guys, thank you very much for watching another episode of Fish Talk Live. Captain Marrio, thank you for all the good information. John, thanks for being that bug in our ear. Billy, thanks for just being here. Bree, thanks for putting it on. And our amazing sponsors, thank you very much.
Fish on this week.